Obviously, Congressman Buck, some very strong words. We see this as being an extension of not just the next 6 years, but it's what the election's going to be about. How do you think the Republicans do you see at least the Republicans in the Senate being a bit more helpful to the president, and certainly the Republicans in the House of Representatives being more helpful to his agenda as well, which is at this point clearly the only agenda set for the American people?
I think the American people respect strength. I think President Trump is showing strength on this issue. He has a clear vision for protecting Americans from dangerous illegal immigrants as well as from drugs. And I think the national emergency in this case is the fact that Congress can't act. That's an emergency. We need to make sure that we take care of that. And I applaud this president for taking a strong stand and making sure that all Americans understand that we have a border and we need to enforce our border security.
Do you have any concerns at the same time? We know we've got, I think, about 30 existing national emergencies that are in order in the United States. We know President Clinton, I believe, issued 17. President Obama issued, I believe, 12 or 13. So this is something that happens and is never a drama, and people probably haven't been aware of the national emergency orders that have been implemented. But we heard from the Democrats that they say, oh, well, then we're going to do national, we can do this on other issues. Do you think that the Democrats need the permission of the Republicans and what they do to do what they're going to do? Do you take that threat seriously?
The Democrat presidents have never been bound by the law. When you look at how the presidents, President Obama, President Clinton, President Carter, treated the Antiquities Act or the Emergencies Act, they have always expanded the scope of presidential power. This president is much more limited in the scope and acting on a true emergency.
Congressman Buck, did you agree? Congressman Buck, you get the last word. Do you have any concern about the national emergency declaration?
I do, but here's the deal. The thing that the president has at his disposal is about $4.5 billion without even touching the emergency clause. So, you know, Congress is actually given that. It's ready to rock and roll, and I think this president was betrayed by a lot of people here in Congress.
Yeah, well, the president knows what he needs to achieve, and he's looking out, I think, for the American people. He's going to find a way to make that work. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight on a very busy night. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, we go live to the White House.